Hello friends, and welcome to the online lecture series of CNC machines and automation. We have been discussing the system devices which are used in the CNC machines for the better performance and accuracy of the machine to make it as a feedback devices. Then we have discussed lot many things in the previous, but today we are going to discuss about the servo motor, stepper motor and classifications of NC system. What servo motor and stepper motors are doing, these are the motors which provide the actuation, which provides the movement in the machine. Here, why we are using these two type of servo motors, we will discuss in this lecture. So I'll start with the servo motor. Servo motor says it's a motor with feedback sensor. Clear? Because whenever we run a motor, we do not know that at how much RPM it is running. But when you wanted to know that at how much RPM you required, let's say you have required 1000 RPM, but your motor is running at 900 RPM. Then if you are using any other type of AC, DC, induction motors are available in the market, but if you are using those motors, you don't know what is actually running RPM of the motor. So every time you have to check it with the tachometer. This is not the way that the CNC is going on, because whenever you are cutting, you need a specific speed, rotating speed, which is let's say 1000 RPM. But if your motor is not rotating at 1000 RPM, let's say it's 900 RPM, then a feedback sensor will give the feedback to the MCU, and MCU gives the instruction to the servo motor that run at 1000 RPM. Here, then these servo motors are running at 1000 RPM. So all the servo motors are finally connected to a computer from where they are getting the input, and that input is changing every time. If your motor is let's say 1000 RPM running at 1000 RPM, but it is 1100 RPM, correct? So the feedback will goes to the MCU. MCU will check out that what RPM was required. Then you say 1000, then the motor will run out to the 1000 RPM. Clear? So if I would just show you that what it is. There's a tachometer which is measuring the speed of your motor, gives to the differential amplifier. What it does mean that it gives the feedback of the RPM to this differential. This is actually the decision maker. Fine. So you have inputted the velocity, let's say 1000 RPM, but it is measuring 900 RPM. Then give its feedback to the motor, then run at 1000 RPM because it is required. So this whole complete thing becomes your servo motor. Fine. Instead of using differential amplifier, we are using the computer over here. It's a small computer which is having the input data, which is your speed you required, and finally you are getting the output over the motor. Yeah. So this is your servo motor. So what does it mean? There are two types of servo motors are available. It's a DC motor and DC type and AC type. So as you can see in the video also, there's a proper working of the motor has been shown in the video. Clear, in which you can see that how this motor is connected to the shaft, connected to the computer, and how it can rotate in both directions, means clockwise and anti-clockwise as well, and what part is called what. You can get into the detail of the servo motor and you will find it. But working of these servo motors are same. Clear? They are having a sensor, they are having a feedback device, and that's sent to the MCU or the computer, from which the final decision is made and the rotating speed of the shaft is changed or the motor is changed depending upon that. So as you can see in the video, so there are two types, AC type and DC type. AC as a feed actuator, it is used as a feed actuator. They are having their own positives and negatives. The AC, when we are using the DC and AC type, so it is used for the variable speed application when your speed has to be varied, but the negative side is it is heavy in size and regular maintenance is required. If I am using the AC type, which is a low weight, low rotor inertia, it means it cannot be used for the heavier works. Your DC motor can be used for the heavier work, but AC cannot be used for the heavier work. Here, so this is all yours, how this servo motor is actually working. You can see, have seen in the video also. Here, so this is the motion of your working condition of your servo motor. This has been used in many ways, like your drones, like your helicams. These servo motors are to be used in there because it is controlled by a computer, and a computer can control n number of servo motors. If you want n number of servo motors will rotate at 1000 RPM, then it can be controlled because it is controlled by a computer. Here, as you can see in the video also. So the next I am discussing the stepper motor. So it's a pulse operated motor. It is a permanent magnet DC motor. What does it mean? Says, let's say you are having the magnets over here. If you can see, the center one is your permanent magnet. This is actually showing the north and south pole. The outer part is your electromagnets, means when you supply the electricity it gets magnetized. Fine. So if you wanted to move this magnet, permanent magnet, to this direction, so I made this as a opposite pole over here. So what would happen next? Here, this will move to the next step. Similarly, when it reaches to here, I change the polarity of next coil, then I change the polarity of next coil. So it means it moves the rotation clockwise in a steps. So it is a first step, then second step, then third and fourth, and so on. So this is how your stepper motor works. So it's a DC pulse results in fixed angular motion. So it gives you a fixed angular motion. You cannot change. You cannot have the in-between value over there. The pair of coils is activated. The opposite pair of coils is activated and they have the opposite polarity. But it is used for the lower speed and it is having the lower power for holding torque. So you cannot use it for the heavier works. But your stepper motor, you can use it. Servo motor, you can use it. Servo, specifically the DC motor, can be used for the heavier works. Then what are the characteristics? You can both rotation in the both direction, repetition is possible, and precise positioning, because it is giving you exact location, because one click moves the 1 mm. It is depending upon that how you are setting it, how you are calibrating it. Fine. So one movement will give you rotation in one single rotation will give you the one certain amount of rotations over there. Then there's the application is for the laser positioning, the rotary table control, and the wire assembly. So these are the simple application of the stepper motor. So the next is your classification of NC system. So what does it mean, the classification? That how many types of numeric control systems are available for you. Correct. The first one is there are so many classifications. The first classification is according to the type of control loop, that how you are controlling it. So there are two types of control loop, the open loop system and the closed loop system. So what is open loop system? Says that those systems in which no feedback device is provided, of any kind of feedback is provided, that is becoming your open loop control system, as you can see in this image. So there's a command is given from the MCU, then there's a translator, stepper motor, the gear drive, and your machine slide, but there's no feedback device. Let's say you have provided the 10 mm distance, 10 mm movement on the slide, but how you'll get to know that it reaches the 10 mm? Because there's no feedback devices available. So in that case, it is called open system. Then what I would say, this is your closed system. It's the same kind of thing. There are tape reader, MCU, and finally you are giving the machine slide to a motion. Here there are so many variety of components are available, but when you give the machine slide a movement, that movement is being checked, that movement is being sensed, and finally gives the feedback to the differential or the MCU, you can say the computer. Here finally gives the feedback to the computer, and this will change the input for the machine slide. For example, if you said to move the slide 10 mm, but it actually moves 9 mm, then this displacement feedback will give the feedback to the computer, and computer would say the input is 10 but it has reached to the 9 mm, then it has to be changed here. So it has to move 1 mm ahead, 1 mm more, so it will be checked. Similarly, the velocity feedback has been checked. So this is your servo motor, rotation is checked over here through the tachogen, means your tachometer, then it has been checked, then the velocity feedback is given same to the computer, the amplifier, then this again gives the command to the servo motor to change to vary their speed. So this is your control loop system in which your feedback is given, feedback is taken from the machine and give it to the computer, and changes are made accordingly. Then the next classification is according to the type of motion control system, that how you control the motion. So the first one is point-to-point positioning. What I would say, the point-to-point positioning means starting and ending points are given, but the path between them is not controlled. How you can say? Clear? How we can say this thing? Whenever you are doing the drilling, whenever you do drilling, so you just give the location of the hole. As we discussed in the previous unit, you just give the location of the hole. Clear? In the drilling operation also, when you just give the location of any hole, it moves to that location. It doesn't bother that in which direction, in which way it is moving, but it has to reach to that location. So that is called point-to-point positioning. It has been used in the drilling system or drilling the material. Then the second type is your straight line system. Straight line means your linear interpolation. Linear interpolation stands for this thing, any kind of a motion. This is linear, yes, this one is also linear, this is also linear. So when your tool is moving in a linear position, whether up, down, right, left, doesn't matter, but it has to be in the linear, it's straight line motion, correct? That could be used in, see, in a milling operation, in your turning operation, turning or facing operation. So in both of the cases, you are moving your tool in a straight line, fine. So that is called a straight line system. Third one is your contouring or continuous path system. Contouring or continuous path system means your circular interpolation. When you are giving like this kind of a motion from A to B on a contouring, on a contour, on a circular or an arc, when the tool is moving arcly here, so that is called your circular interpolation. Both end points and the path between them is controlled. So both end point is given and you are providing the radius r. So I want this kind of a circular interpolation. Curved surface is required. Then this kind of system is to be used. Here. Then the next one is, the last one is combined motion. The fourth type is your combined motion. So what comes in the combined motion? When your linear interpolation and circular interpolation both are combined in a single system, that is becoming your combined system. Most of the CNC, I wouldn't say most, but all of the CNC are used this combined motion there. It's a linear as well as the circular interpolation is provided. Then the next classifications are according to the structure of controller. What type of controller you are using, NC controller or CNC controller? Nowadays there are very few NC controllers are in the market, but hugely we are controlling through the CNC, through the computers. Then we are having according to the programming mode. Programming, that whether your machine is doing absolute programming or incremental. Now nowadays the machines are so powerful, machines are so intelligent that they can work in both of the conditions, whether it is an absolute programming or incremental programming. It can work in both of the ways. Then we are having according to the structure of the control system, that how it is analogically controlled or it's a digitally controlled. Here digitally and analog system are those when there is a continuous output is given, that is called your analog. When there is a digit intermittent output is given, that is called your digital system. So nowadays we work only in digital system, correct? There are very less systems are available in the market that are giving you the analog system, but hugely we are going for the digital systems, correct? So this is all for today's lecture. So if you wanted to check my other videos, must subscribe this channel Tiny Steps and share this video so that others can get benefited from it. Thank you and take care.